as you can see, this side of the mall is just all shut down. You can see all the shops here are closed up and they've all gone home. We have spoken to a few ladies and they said, we're going home, business is bad. There will be no tourists coming back anytime soon. All the business convention people and business trips, they're on hold too. So they've just taken their stuff and packed up. So all of these used to be...
We are in the middle of a holiday here in Shanghai, National Week holiday, but despite that, these shops have been closed before that. So most of these shops will be closed for the foreseeable future. Just literally shouting.
You can see they're all shut down here, yeah.
Exactly, it's a sad state of affairs, but that's just the way it is. That's capitalism for you at the end of the day. So that's it. Just one coronavirus, business was impacted, borders are shut.
I don't think there's much sympathy here. We don't have any socialist things. The people pay their rent, the people pay their rent. They don't get discounts, they just tell them to go. Not much places get free rent here or rent subsidies.
So
I heard of lots of businesses just calling it a day.
Like the UK system of furlough, like Rishi Sunak's policy of furlough, it kind of works okay. But at the end of the day, that's just not how capitalism works at the end of the day. It is what it is, you know, when you open up a business, you're in it for the long run, so be it for the profits or be it for the losses, you know, you just have to suck it up, and unfortunately that's the way it's panning out here. Yeah. Some kids are playing, but unfortunately that's just the way it is. So
but there is no rent reduction. We hear about that at restaurants and other businesses. Some people protested, but they just...
Some people did get a 2-month rent reduction. Some restaurants, most of the restaurants in Shanghai actually got a 2-month rent reduction. But that's pretty much it, you know, just a 2-month rent reduction.
But nobody cares about these farmers.
Or even, I would say like 2 months, or even 2 months of like free rent as well, but that's pretty much it. But here, the business has been impacted because of all the foreigners coming into the country, and a lot of tourists were coming in, a lot of people visiting factories and attending expos. That was majority of their clients, and now these people
rip them off.
Exactly.
People lived in China 5 years, we know the prices. We pay 50 for a soccer shirt. But when we're here with stupid foreigners who are fresh off the boat, they're paying $400. They're like, $40 seems about okay. You're like, you don't get it. It's the fake market, you don't pay the same as back home. Yeah. Hello, we're outside now. So it was a little loud in there, so we're just going to give a quick summary now. We've just left the fake market. Rishi bought some souvenirs to take back to his family. I've been here 5 years, so I've been at this fake market possibly seven years ago when I started to get together with my wife. So we've came back and forth there. It was always very busy with lots of tourists coming in and lots of people coming in business conferences. Where they made most of the money was the tourists who were coming in didn't quite know the currency or the prices, and they would be paying $300-400 for a pair of Adidas shoes, which is half the price back home, but they should be paying about a quarter of the price really. And when they buy their t-shirts, they should be spending $50, but they're spending $200 for the t-shirts. So that's where the traders really cleared up tourists that just 100 monopoly money, and that's not coming through now, as Rishi said. Obviously with the lockdown, there are teachers here and people who live here, but we don't get ripped off so much. So with no tourists coming through, they're all shutting down business and calling it a day.
So if you would see the staircase behind me, this side and also this side, and then there's a couple of them the other side, these would be the hotspots for people selling the watches here. So if you would say I want a Rolex, they'll actually bring you up here and open up a briefcase where they'll have tons and tons of different varieties of Rolex watches and Tag Heuer watches. Now that's all slowing down, as I showed you the notice downstairs as well. They're not able to sell, it's still illegal, but before they would still be on the display brief. So now with the whole regulation being changed, they're not able to literally just sell it to you just out off the bat. So what they're doing is they're basically bringing it to like these dark dungeon small rooms, and then it's super quiet in there, where it's just hidden away from all the policemen and everything.
But yeah, when I came here 7 years ago, Gucci, Prada were all on display, and Rolexes everywhere, but they made a cut down because I think trade issues with America.
Yeah.
The big brands say we spend a lot of money here advertising. We've got huge malls here. We're doing a lot of business here, so don't mess with us. So I think it is that 20 brands that do business in
Exactly.
China. They've been told we don't copy them anymore. Yeah.
Exactly, they've been told not to copy us and like get those out of the market. And also with the regulation being changed also on the e-commerce aspect of things as well. So regulations have been passed in China in the last couple of years where these foreign brands, even the fake copies, they're not allowed to sell them online. So before, even if you go on Taobao, which is a Chinese eBay, you'd be able to buy a Rolex watch or a Gucci or Prada handbag even on Taobao. But that's all kind of reducing now. So most of the brands, they have very strict intellectual property laws. So if you want to advertise something, a particular product, it has to go through a lot of regulation before you're able to advertise the product. Or even like the whole, it's all controlled in terms of your e-commerce store.
I did see one security man checking a Chinese man's bag to see what was in it. He asked to look inside.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Exactly.
But what about Uwei? Sorry, I said that.
Yiwu.
Yiwu still
Yiwu
has
City.
Gucci and-
Yiwu has, it's been a while since I've been to Yiwu, but Yiwu is like one of the largest markets, online retail markets in the world, and one of the largest in China, I would say even, if not the largest. And yes, before you would be able to buy a lot of fake goods in Yiwu, but I'm not exactly sure what's the situation like after the pandemic. Yes, you're still able to purchase a lot of goods. But China is going through this phase where they're trying to get these kind of fake goods out of the system. Of course, in Guangzhou, you'll be able to buy them. Of course, these goods are
For
still
Africa,
being...
yeah.
For Africa, of course, these goods are still being produced, as China is a massive country. But in major cities such as Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, it's kind of reducing because the government is cracking down on the major tier 1 cities. Bags and everything, but the variety has reduced and the quality has reduced. So coming back here, like when I first came to Shanghai 4.5 years ago, I would go to these fake markets.
You could give them the design and they'll get it.
They'll get it.
This one.
Exactly, particular kind of a pattern as well. But now it's just the quality, even of the material, it's so shit, and the price is pretty much the same. The quality has definitely reduced. So clearly it's a dying industry, and because of the boom in e-commerce here in China and across the globe, many people are buying online. So they're buying just not necessarily brands, they're just buying generic brands and they're buying online. Life is not fair, and one pandemic has impacted many businesses. From a capitalist point of view, I'm not a big fan of the furlough scheme in the UK, where the government is supporting a bit too much with the people, and then people are becoming socialists. It is what it is, and at the end of the day, government needs money. Where is the government going to get money? They're not going to get money just like literally like that, unless of course they print money. That's just reducing the value of the currency. So at the end of the day, it's just you have to be.
Strangely, being in, people think socialist China, the government doesn't care for the people. If you open up a shop and you have money and you do this, you make money. Okay. If this happens and you lose money, then that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
We'll need to go to the street bar. Yeah.
Okay, we can go this side as well. All right. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, or if you have any queries, or if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, please write to us in the comment section below.
And if you want any Rolexes, we can ship them to you.